thanks everyone for coming back to another segment of the MCR. My name's TJ, wearing a blue flannel shirt in this one. Got Mac here with me, sporting his something or be led.
Lead or be led.
Lead or be led, red shirt. So anyways, in this segment, I wanted to review a few incidents, I'll call them incidents, scenarios, situations, which involved the topic of abortion. And the first one occurred at University of Albany in New York. Okay. And you had an organization, a pro-life organization. They had a LED display which required for them to have electricity, so they were plugged in, okay? And so they had their display plugged in, and a professor of that university, a Professor Overdyke, that's the name they gave. She's 57 years old, and she took offense to the pro-life display and kept unplugging their display, disrupting their demonstration, we'll say, the pro-life demonstration. Plus, you had a group of counter pro-abortion demonstrators protesting the pro-life. And because Overdyke kept unplugging the pro-life display, the police had to intervene and arrest her. But the story doesn't exactly end there. When this professor was being arrested, her students who were there to support her yelled out, "She's an effing professor," as if that made all the difference. And of course, the usual chants of "my body, my choice," blah, blah, blah. But, how dare the police arrest a university professor? Thoughts, Mac?
I'm still trying to get over the name Overdyke, but whatever.
I did.
There are times in our lives where you just can't make stuff up.
Yeah.
But, you got to let the other side have their say, whether you agree with them or not. They talk about being the party of free speech when there's no such thing.
And to the university's credit, they had been distributing pamphlets to the students saying, "Hey, you got to let them set up their demonstration here." The university warned everybody to, don't be an idiot. And this professor, this Overdyke had to just do her thing. And then the students, "She's an effing professor," as if what? You can't arrest a professor?
Well, they can't be wrong. Everything they do is good. Talk about Stockholm Syndrome.
Yeah. So anyways, that's the first situation I wanted to basically comment on. The second one, and Mac, I know your knee-jerk reaction to this isn't going to let me down, but it involves Tim Pool.
Okay.
And he had a pro-abortion guy on there. And in looking at and I got this out of the Right Scoop, and in looking at the Right Scoop article, I don't know if they gave the guy's name or not, but Tim Pool's interviewing this guy. And we've made the comment in the past, you can't reason with these people. And I'm going to give you an example why you can't reason with these people. This pro-abortion guy was saying, "Hey, once a baby's delivered, it's entitled to right to life, under the protection of the Constitution. But until that baby gets out of that woman's body, because it's in the woman's body, she can do whatever she wants to, because he kept making a point of it's in her body. Okay. Well, Tim Pool and Mac, Tim Pool and his mannerism because you've watched him enough.
Yeah.
Tim Pool kind of throws out there, so what about meth? Can she do meth? And the guy paints himself into the corner without even really thinking about it. His initial response was, no, she can't do meth. It might hurt the baby. And then he realizes what he said and then qualifies it with, well, meth is illegal anyways. And it was almost like,
well, alcohol isn't. What if she drank a fifth of vodka every day?
But it was just interesting how he was lulled into, this false, goofy frame of mind, and Tim Pool just kind of let him paint himself into the corner there. That guy. You can go to a doctor, you can have an abortion because it's in your body, but you can't do meth. It might hurt the unborn child.
Right. Like I said, he makes the point that it's illegal. Alcohol isn't illegal.
I don't think these people are capable of employing logic.
Well, it's funny you mentioned babies here. If you didn't have any children, but there are people out there who don't have enough to take care of their kids, and when you got a hungry baby and it's screaming its head off for some food, you're not going to say, okay, calm down, baby, we'll have some food tomorrow. The baby can't be reasoned with. Well, these babies can't be reasoned with either.
Yeah. The final incident here that I want to just comment on is last week, the North Carolina state legislature, they passed a pro-life bill, and it involves 12 weeks, and I always take issue with the whole number of weeks before or after pro-life bill, but at least they're doing something about it. If you remember, say a month or so ago when we talked about one of the state legislatures switched parties, giving the Republicans a veto-proof majority. Okay. Right. Well, the governor has said he's going to veto this bill, and the Republicans said we're going to override your veto. Okay, and they at this time, it appears they might have the votes. I say they might. This North Carolina governor, and his name is Roy Cooper, went on CNN to whine and moan and beg whatever Republican he could out there to not vote to override his veto. And he did it on CNN,
Well, of course he did it on CNN.
But, my fear is he just might get one or two Republicans,
Yeah, like I've said in the past, for the United States Senate, you got to have 75-80 to have a majority because you always got your sellouts.
Yeah, but if all the Republicans stand firm, his veto is going to be overridden, and he's going to whine, and the governor's going to whine about it on CNN.
Let him.
And
we'll send him a block of cheese to go with his wine.
If I were him, I'd be worried about getting voted, because the word is North Carolina is swinging back more and more Republican right now. So hopefully this guy loses the next gubernatorial election there in North Carolina. If you got that many Republicans in the state legislature, that's a distinct possibility that's going to happen, which I sure hope it does.
Yeah, that's a rarity to have a supermajority anywhere.
Yeah. So, but go on CNN, whine and beg and everything else, as if he's trying not to get his veto overridden. But oh well, I guess this is what happens when you want to kill unborn babies. and going back to the whole Tim Pool one, no logical mindset there as far as it's in the woman's body, so the woman can do whatever she wants to. Oh, but no, you can't do meth because it might hurt the baby.
Well, it goes to the idiocy and the hypocrisy of the left.
Yeah. So that's all I wanted to talk about. Just those 3 pro-life incidents that occurred, say, in the last week or so. You know what? At the risk of wishful thinking, slowly but surely, maybe we're making a difference, nationally on that issue. I don't know. I guess it all depends what state you live in, That something like that sure won't happen here in Michigan,
No.
So, or New York, a little off topic, but a couple weeks ago I stopped at a rest stop, and 2 ladies they had a pro-life display there.
I've seen those.
And I went up and complimented them on their effort, but bravo to those ladies, I say. But that's all I got for this one. Any final thoughts, Matt?
No, I see this issue falling solely on the shoulders of women to do the right thing. I know they like their newfound power in deciding who can live and who can die, but they better look long term and what the consequence of that action and that power is. So I would encourage all of them to self-reflect there. I'm sorry?
And who to hold accountable. It's my body, my choice, but if I choose, you're on the hook. Anyways, okay, we're going to call this one a wrap. Thanks, everyone. And we'll catch you down the road in the next segment. As always, be safe, watch your 6, and don't tread on me.